Bringing your hands onto your knees, closing your eyes. So take a really full breath in, and as you open your mouth and exhale, feel your shoulders just like melting down towards your seat. And do that another time. Take in a little bit more breath, and then open your mouth. Just drop, 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 drop. Okay, and as you continue to take these breaths in and out of your nose now, so just smooth in and out of nose. I want you to imagine someone cracked like an energetic egg over the top of your head. And then allow that energy to just pour down the sides of your head, down the sides of your temples and your jaw. And feel it dripping down the sides of your neck, the back of your neck, even the front of your throat, your chest, your collarbones. It's just dripping down your outer shoulders and that space between your shoulder blades. As it drips down your sides and the sides of your spine, and the fronts of your ribs and belly, you can just feel your whole body, the skin, the tissues beneath, the space beneath. Everything is just dropping, dripping, melting down. And then settling into an even deeper presence with these next few breaths. Really feeling every step of the journey. Right? Each breath is a journey in its own. So rather than just focusing on beginning, middle, and end, can you actually walk the journey of each breath intimately, feeling every inch of breath. Just like if you were to take a walking meditation, you really feel each foot as it plants on the earth. Imagine your presence here inside being like each of those footsteps. Taking this meditative walk along the path of your breath. And just like as if you were on a walk in nature and you gaze at your surroundings and you take in the trees and the flowers and the foliage. And treat this walk of your breath in that same way. Gazing around inside. Feeling, sensing around inside. Taking in the energy of body. Noticing where there's these brighter spots, more open, more luscious. And other spots that might feel denser, even sticky perhaps, or maybe even numb. Not making either right or wrong, just noticing, sensing inside. Particularly taking this journey of the breath as it moves between your roots and your crown, and all the space between. Now bring your mind right in to the space between your pubic bone and your navel. And actually draw a line from your pubic bone to your tailbone. Pubic bone to tailbone. Kind of running along the outside of your anatomy. From pubic bone to tailbone, and feeling that space that exists between pubic bone and tailbone. And then just start to being a little bit of rocking back and forth, right into that subtle space between pubic bone and tailbone. So start to rock right in that space, back and forward, rocking from one edge to the other. Pubic bone dropping towards the ground, and the tailbone almost tucking in. Start to make that a little bit bigger. Breathe into that space a lot as you invite more movement. Going a little further forward, a little further back. And now bring that really like into the bowl of your pelvis, around your sacral chakra area, that space between navel and pubic bone. And on your back body, it's like your sacrum area. Start to bring the rock into that space. Still happening at the very base. And then it starts to rise up into the space just behind your navel. And then if you could draw a line straight back from your navel right to your spine. So you're moving through all that space. Still, pubic bone and tailbone. So it's all coming from your root as it now starts to rise up into your rib cage a lot. So your front ribs fan open as you come forward. Your back ribs fan open as you move back. Soften your jaw and breathe. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. And now start to breathe that up from your roots, through your belly, all the way up to your heart space. Your chest bone fans open as you move forward. The space between your shoulder blades fans open as you round back. Good, and then get your shoulders more involved, rolling them open and back, and then forward and apart. Good, a little more breath. Good, now let your neck move as much as feels okay for your neck. Okay, coming forward and arching back. Good, now close your eyes and sense into all the space between your tailbone and the crown of your head. And you're moving through all that space. The next time you inhale, come forward, start to go in circles. Go over to the right side, round back, all the way forward. Good, big circles. And so as you're rolling around, feel like you're like circling around your sit bones. And you can actually use that connection of your root from your seat to lift and open, find a little more expansion through your ribs, your heart. Go in the opposite direction now. Opposite direction. Okay, breathing open through your spine, through your heart. But using your seat to earth connection, seat to ground connection to support that. Good, and then pause right through center. Inhale from your root, Mula Bandha, drawing your pelvic floor up. Uddiyana, you feel like your solar plexus draw up towards your heart, towards your throat, and then tuck your chin towards your chest just a little bit, and then almost like draw it back in towards your throat. So the back of your neck is super long. And now again, full breath all the way in. Hold your breath at the top. So feel those three roots, or those three locks, energetic locks. The Mula Bandha at your pelvic floor, hugging up. Uddiyana Bandha. Your navel drawing in and up towards solar plexus, towards heart. And then that throat lock. Open your mouth, exhale. Do it again. Inhale. Mula Bandha at your pelvic floor. Uddiyana at your navel, drawing up to heart. Throat, long back of neck. Open your mouth, exhale. Do it one more time. Root. Navel. Throat. Open your mouth. Beautiful. Beautiful. Inhale, sweeping your arms all the way out and up. Exhale, twist open to your right side. Right side. And then root down through your seat. Lift tall through your spine. And gently press open. Feel that balance point between pubic bone and tailbone. Balancing there, rooting down, lengthening. Good. Inhale, lift back up center. Both arms reach to the sky. Exhale, twist open to the left side. Again, finding that center point. And even here, can you breathe up? Pelvic floor, drawing up. Uddiyana Bandha, lifting through heart. Turn over. One more breath here. And then exhale, slowly unwind back center. Go ahead and swing your legs around, coming onto hands and knees in a tabletop position. Palms spread wide. And really feel your full surface of your palm on the mat. Okay? And now, just bring your movement into your upper chest. So, not even bringing your heart forward. I want you to actually drop your heart down towards the floor and feel like your outer shoulders are lifting towards the sky. And so just let your heart drop towards the ground. Okay, your shoulder blades kind of move together on your back body. And then push the floor away. And feel your shoulder blades start to draw away from each other, extend away from each other. And then again, drop your heart, your shoulder blades draw down your back. And then again, push the floor away. Spread your shoulder blades. Bend or drop your heart. And now breathe your heart forward, lifting your collarbone. And then exhale, push the floor away. Feel your shoulder blades spread apart. And now drop your head. Good. Again, inhale, cow spine. Feeling heart drop and then hug forward. And then exhale, round. Now start to bring this more into your back ribs. And then into your front ribs. Feel your front ribs fan open, cow spine. Exhale, back ribs fan open, cat. Good. And then start to move this into that space between navel and your low spine. So it's all still happening in the crown, through shoulders, shoulder blades, through ribs. And now start to incorporate more through your tailbone, lifting through cow spine and rounding through cat spine. So now you have your whole spine involved. And feel your whole spine. From tailbone to crown and all the space between. So it's almost like you're taking that meditative walk along the sides of your spine. Beautiful. Come to a neutral spine. Begin to walk your hands out long in front of you, coming into a puppy dog. So your hips stay over your knees and you walk your hands all the way out as far as you can. But then root down into all 5 fingertips. Good. And lift your forearms energetically, lifting towards the sky. And now breathe into that upper back space between shoulder blades. Feeling them continue to broaden across your back. And then draw your front legs in up towards your back. Fill the space between your hips and your ribs with breath, sideways. Slowly walking your hands back underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Lift your knees and shins 3 inches off of the mat. 3 inches off of the mat. And now scoop. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Scoop your heart up into the space between shoulder blades as they broaden on your back. Hug your front ribs in towards your back ribs. And then your navel into your low spine. Feel your tailbone dropping, rounding towards the ground. And now inhale, cow spine, breathing heart forward, slide shoulder blades down your back, tailbone slightly bent. And then exhale, round through cat spine once again. Get your whole spine involved. Good. Inhale, gaze forward, heart forward. Good. Tailbone lifts. And then exhale, tailbone round. The front body hugs back. One more time, just like this. Heart forward. Get your whole spine involved. Round. Good. Drop your knees and shins down on the mat. Heart forward. Child's pose. Broaden your knees. Big toes touching. Hips pressing. Full breath in. Maybe even an open mouth. Exhale and release. Good. Inhale. Walk your hands in underneath your shoulders and slowly press yourself up. So you're sitting on your knees. Of course, if this is uncomfortable for you, you can either stand on your knees or even come all the way onto your sit. Now, bring your arms around, interlace your fingers behind your back. Roll your shoulder heads open. Keep your elbows bent for a moment. And imagine you can touch your elbows together on your back body. But you're rolling your shoulder heads open. And then send your tailbone down, your pubic bone drawing up towards your navel. Good. Now, keep your shoulder head rolling open. Keep that sensation of pressing elbows together as you start to extend your knuckles straight down towards the ground. Maybe you even leave a tiny micro bend in your elbows. Okay? And now, root down the tailbone like it were like a spear. You can send down into the ground. And then breathe up into that space between your back ribs, between your shoulder blades. And feel it opening through your collarbones. Good, and then slowly relax your shoulders. And then interlace your fingers the opposite way. So your opposite thumb and index come on top. Root tailbone down, roll shoulder heads open. Elbows are bent. Imagine you could hug them together on your back. And then from there, start to shoot straight down through forearms, through knuckles. Okay, your spine is long though. There's no dumping of belly forward. Breathe up into the back of your heart. Feel your breath pierce that space between your shoulder blades. Good, and then relax your shoulders, relax your hands. Come rocking forward once again onto hands and knees. Okay, now if you have blocks, please bring them underneath your hands. If you don't, you'll just come into puppy dog again the same way that we did before with hands on the mat. So if you do have your blocks, walk your hands all the way out in front of you as far forward as you can reach. Again, if you don't have blocks, then they're just on the mat. That's totally fine. And now I want you to lift your chest and gaze between your thumbs. Press down into the all 5 fingers and the mound of each finger. Now feel your inner upper arms roll up to the sky. And then slowly, keeping your front ribs gently hugging your back ribs, start to drop your chest down towards the ground. And then pause. And then again, hug front ribs in and up towards your back ribs. Inner upper arms rolling up to the sky. You might drop a little bit deeper. 2 breaths here. And lifting your chest. Slowly walk one block, one hand in at a time until your hands return under your shoulders. Move the blocks off to the side. Inhale, breathing your heart forward. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips back or up and then back. Downward facing dog. Start to pedal out through your legs. Bending one knee, straightening the other. Maybe even a little movement in your hips, moving them side to side, just opening into those thick tissues that hold your outer hips and around the front of your hips. Good, and then find a neutral dog. Stillness, stillness. Coming a little bit more fully into your breath. Again, taking that meditative walk through the journey of each breath, each inhale, each exhale. Good. Now, tuck your chin towards your chest and start to round forward. So lead with your upper back. The heart lifting up into shoulder blades, front ribs into back ribs, the same way we've been doing. Now, shoulders arrive over your wrists. Reverse. Heart forward. Send your shoulder blades down your back. And then exhale, push the floor away. Shoulder blades spread. Front ribs hug backwards. Navel to spine. And then send your sit bones up towards the sky as you arrive in downward dog. So feel this whole wave motion through your spine as you inhale, round forward. Heart lengthens long, even push back through the center of your heels. And then exhale, rounding. Stay soft in your cheeks, in your jaw. I even like to flutter my lips while I do that so I really know. And then totally loose, totally letting go. So it's not about approaching this from a place of tension, but really just from a place of awareness and soft gazing inward. Good. Inhale, rock all the way forward, and then you'll lower down onto your knees. Inhale, breathing your heart forward, extend your right leg straight back. Okay, and lengthen your heart forward, lift your right heel to hip height. Beautiful, lean into your right hand, extend your left arm all the way down forward. Feel your tailbone lengthening behind you. Your back ribs lengthening forward. And then set your hands down onto the mat. Now turn your back toes, your back knee, back hip out towards the right side. Gently lean weight into your left hand. Just kind of pop onto your right fingertips. So we're not fully opening just yet. Now root into your bottom shin. Breathe your heart forward, kick back. And then hug your outer left hip underneath you. Okay, and now rooting bottom shin, left hand, turn open slowly towards the right side. Now feel the journey of each breath, both sensing it physically and also following it along its path. Good, full breath. Exhale, close your hand down. Okay, and then pause. Your leg is still lifted. Breathe your heart forward. Toes pointing out to the side. Pull your right knee to your outer right arm. Side body hugs. And you even kind of hug like your outer shoulder towards your right hip. And then inhale, extend back. Kick back, heart forward. Exhale, side body hugs. And you pull in. Good. Inhale, lengthen back. Exhale, pull in. Good, one more time, lengthen. Exhale, hug in, and then swing your foot forward to step outside of your right pinky finger. Okay, now tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and push your back heel far back. And then from there, drop your knee down once again. So you feel super long and spacious in your thigh. Good, lengthen your heart forward. Pause. Root into your front big toe mount. Root into your front heel. And drag it down and back. Feel how that takes your outer right hip back. And then hug it in towards your midline. That should feel really good in your low spine. Breathe here. Heart lengthening forward. Full breath. And then exhale, straighten your front leg, sending your hips far back behind you. Hands can be on floor or blocks if you have them. Now feel like your right pinky toe could pull towards your outer hip. Lengthen back. And then lean into your left hand right under your left shoulder. And then slowly feel this twist happening from your roots, and then into your belly, and then into your ribs, and then into your heart, your shoulder, turning yourself open towards the right side. So you get your whole spine involved, and then breathe all the way from your outer right hip up through the sides of your spine. Good, slowly close this down, hands inside of your foot. Rock your weight forward once again. Plant your hands, lift your back knee, step back to plank pose. Good. Lengthening your heart forward, even rock your weight forward towards your fingertips. Maybe your knees drop, maybe they stay lifted as you lower chaturanga. Lowering to your belly. Inhale, lift tops of your feet, rooting down onto the ground. Exhale, release down. Inhale again, low cobra. Send your tailbone back. Breathe this lift all the way through to the sides of your spine, and then exhale, release down. Do it one more. Inhale, maybe you find a little bit more lift. Slide shoulder blades down your back. Exhale, release down. Good, pressing your arms straight, rise up, upward facing dog. And then even if you set your knees down, starting at chin tucking towards chest, heart towards upper back, front ribs in towards back ribs, and then lengthen all the way back down. And breathe in. Inhale, rock forward, plank pose, rounding to get there. Heart forward when shoulders arrive over your wrists. Set your knees down onto the mat. Extend your left leg straight back. Lift your heel to hip height. Breathe. Shift weight into your left arm. Extend your right arm all the way forward. So feel that opposite line of energy. Reach out, out, out. Good, then set your right hand down onto the mat again. Then gently shift the weight into your right hand. Just get light on your left fingertips. Turn your back toes, back knee, back hip to turn open to the left. And then rooting into your bottom shin, hug your outer right hip underneath you. Draw pubic bone towards navel as you turn open. Good. So we're moving slow and with intricate attention to the way our spine is moving. Beautiful. Close your hand down. Chest forward. Turn your back toes out towards the side. Exhale, side body hug, knees, outer arm. Inhale, kick up, heart forward, side waist get long. And then exhale, contract, hug in. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, hug in. One more time. Set your foot outside of your left hand. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and then push back through your back heel. Now drop your knee down once again. Okay, light on your hands, lift your chest. Front heel drags down and back. See how that takes your outer left hip back, and then hug in towards the front. It's almost like you could tuck your outer hips together and hug together at the center of your pelvis. Now breathe back through your tailbone and forward through the back of your heart. Beautiful. Send your hips straight back, straightening your front leg. Pull the pinky side edge of your foot towards your outer left hip. Right hand right under your shoulder, chest lengthening forward. Start the twist at your very roots. Okay, turning your pelvis open, your belly, your ribs, and then your chest. Good. One more breath here. And then exhale, close that down. Hand inside of your leg, rock forward once again. Okay, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and step back to plank pose. Heart lengthening forward, chaturanga. From right through upward facing dog, roll shoulder heads back. And then exhale, push the floor away. Front body lifts into back body. And then roll your sit bones, tilting up towards the side. Down. Beautiful. Inhale, tie to your toes. Bend your knees, gaze forward, and step your feet to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthening heart forward. Exhale, draping over your thighs. Rise to stand. Feel the full journey of your inhale Exhale, hands to your heart. Good, inhale, arms sweeping out and up. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, lengthen your heart forward. Got it, Julie, thanks. Exhale, step back to plank pose. Lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Open through your collarbones a lot. And then exhale, push the floor away. Feel front body draw in and up towards back body. Downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, shoulders forward, knee to chest. Inhale, lengthen back and up. Inhale, forward, knee to outer right arm, side body hugs. Inhale, lengthen back and up. Exhale to your left arm. Inhale, back and up. Pull again to your outer right arm, and then swoop your foot to step outside of your right pinky finger. By lengthening your heart forward, you can always have hands on blocks if needed. Charge your back thigh up towards the sky. Front heel drags down and back. Front hip hugs back and in. Breathe here. Good, now lean into your left hand, right under your shoulder, twist open towards the right side. Feel how your left hip wants to drop down towards the ground. I want you to actually press your back thigh up a little bit more, and then pull your front hip, your right hip, in and back. Good, exhale, close your hands down, and then step your foot halfway back on the mat, just halfway, toes and knee point out to the right side. Lean your back foot down onto your heel to the left, and then turn open, modified Vashisthasana. Take your top arm all the way over the side of your ear, reaching over. Good, inhale, arm reaches back up. Exhale, close this down. Step back to plank pose, chaturanga. Upward dog, nice and slow. The tips of your shoulder blades tucking into back pockets. And then exhale, shoulder blades spread as you lift up and back. Full breath in, full breath out. Good, inhale, lengthen, left leg lifting up. Exhale, shoulders over wrists, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen back. Side body hugs. Really bring your shoulders right over wrists. Good, lengthen again. And then exhale, pull across to your right arm. Inhale, three-leg dog. And then pull your knee to outer left arm once again. And then swing your foot through outside of your left hand. Good, rise to fingertips maybe, or even onto blocks. Lengthen your heart forward. Find that little scissoring action in your legs. Your back thigh is super alive, active. Breath, full, engaged, inside. Good, lean into your right hand right under your shoulder, but stay light on your hands. Even though you're shifting the weight to the right, stay light. And then feel back thigh press, up and back. Breathe yourself open from tailbone through low spine. Feel your back ribs kind of plugging in towards your spine. And then exhale, close your arms down. Stepping your foot only halfway back. Modified Vashisthasana. Toes and knee out to the left, turn open. Now even pull your bottom side ribs long forward as you push through the center of your back heel. Top arm goes over your ear. Full breath. And then arm reaches back up towards the sky, down to the mat, step back to plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Urdhva lifting. Feel the rounding to lift. And then send your tailbone, sit bone shining up towards the sky. Consider an open mouth exhale here. A fluttering of your lips. Inhale, lift high to your toes. Bend your knees a lot, gaze between your thumbs, a hop, a step, a walk. to your hands. And then inhale, lengthening your heart forward. Exhale, drop over your legs. Okay, heel toe your feet a little wider than your hips. And then bend your knees a lot and slide your hands underneath your feet. Get your hands as far underneath your feet as you can find. And your knees can be like super, super bent. Like be comfortable, okay? And even give a soft rounding of your tailbone down towards the ground. Just gentle, it's subtle. There's a soft hugging of navel towards spine. Okay, and then inhale, lengthening your heart forward, and then exhale, pull back on your feet. Pull your heart down towards the space between your feet. And then really drop your head. You might even shake it yes, shake it no. Cheeks, lips are heavy. Rock a little more weight towards your toes, towards the heel of your hand. And then you might find that you can start to lift the backs of your thighs up, even if it's just like 1/4 of an inch, maybe it's 3 inches. It doesn't matter how far you go. Just feel it happening from the backs of your thighs, lengthening up as you pour your heart down. Final breath here. Good. Inhale, lengthen heart forward. Unstep your hands. Heel toe your feet back together. And then sit back into Utkatasana, chair pose. Reach back. Good. Hug inner thighs together. Pull them out apart between big toe mounds. Send your hips back evenly. Good. Full breath. Exhale, right arm sweeps down by your hip and then reaches back behind you, opening your ribs, your heart. And then sweep your arm down, forward, and back through center. Left arm, exhale, sweeping back. Exhale, sweep down, forward, and up. Good. Right arm sweeps down and back. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, left. Good. One more on each side. Really feel it happening in your rib cage opening and then returning center. Left side. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Maybe a little back bend in your upper chest. And then exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, lengthening heart forward. Bend your knees, plant your hands, step back to plank pose, chaturanga. Know that you can skip the vinyasa and we'll meet you in downward dog. When you arrive in downward dog, lift your right leg up and back. This time, bend your knee, heel towards your buttock, and rooting into both palms. Feel this happen from your tailbone, your pubic bone turning open, your navel turning open, your front ribs even slightly turning open towards the right. Good. Straighten your leg, turn your hip down, rock forward, knee to chest, and then step through between your hands, So a little different than what we've been doing. Inhale, lengthening your heart forward. Send your back heel down onto the mat. Back heel down. Now, block or hand inside of your ankle. Right hand's inside of your ankle, pause. So before you even turn your chest open, root into your front heel and drag it back. Hug your outer right hip in, like pin it in towards your midline. And then press the back of your arm wherever you can connect it to your inner knee as you turn open. But you don't change that, what you just set up in your pelvis. Outer hip wrapping underneath you and almost dragging towards the back short end of your mat. Okay? And then as you press the back of your arm into your inner knee a little bit more, almost feel like you could pull your bottom side waist across your belly and over to your top side waist as you turn open. Good. Now, bring your top palm behind you. Wrap your arm across your low back. You can either rest your hand on your sacrum or hold onto your hip or onto clothing. And now, can you root into your legs a little bit more? Soften your thigh. There's a lot of gripping that's going on right now. So soften where you can while still supporting. And then breathe heart forward, turn open. Final breath here. Slowly unwind your top arm. Gaze down, bring your left hand right underneath your chest. Okay, move the block if you have it, and you're gonna come to ball of back foot, twist open to the right side. And pressing your back thigh up so that the twist is happening with an even pelvis. And then exhale, close your hands down. Now step all the way back to plank pose. Lean into your left hand. Send your heels to the left, Vashisthasana. Pick up your top foot, step it behind your bottom calf. But being on the ball of your foot, use that root down to lift your hips open towards the sky. Now take your top arm over the side of your ear. Now bring your mind to your bottom shoulder blade and drag it down your back. One more breath, piercing you open at the back of your heart. And then exhale, close your hand down, step your foot back to the right side, and press back to downward facing dog. Take a full breath in, and open your mouth to exhale. Left leg rises, inhale. Bend your knee, heel towards buttock. And as you root through your palms, feel the lifting up, and then start to turn your pubic bone open, your navel open, your front ribs even a little bit open towards the left side. Straighten your neck. Turn your hip down, rock forward, knee to chest. Stepping through between your hands. Back heel down onto the mat. Bring your left hand inside of your ankle, either on the floor or on a block. Okay, so you haven't even turned open yet. Find that rooting into front heel, dragging it back. And then pressing arm into inner knee, wrap outer hip underneath you, and then turn open towards the right. Breathing here. Turn your top palm behind you. Sweep your arm around. So just breathing this side of your body. Okay? Keep hugging outer hip underneath you and dragging it back. Even allow your right hip, your top hip, to just gently round forward. Good. Slowly unwinding your top arm. Gaze down. Turn your chest down. Hand right under your shoulder. Move the block if you have it. Come to the ball of your back foot and twist open to the left side. Back thigh presses up strong. Drag your left hip back. Tiny bit more open, turning top ribs open, and then exhale, close your hand down. Step back to plank pose, heart forward. Shift weight into your right hand, heels to the right, turn open, Vashisthasana. Okay, pick up your left foot, step it behind your right calf. Stay on the ball mound of your foot, root down. And then can you even root down through the ball mound or the toes of your other leg, your right leg, as you lift your heart. Arm over your ear. Good. And then closing this down, return to plank pose. Take a vinyasa if you would like. Maybe lower your knees down and press back into child's pose, or go straight to downward dog. Now settle your breath a lot. Full breath in, fuller than you think you can, and then exhale more than you think you can. Beautiful. Returning into downward facing dog. Inhale and tie to your toes. Bend your knees, gaze forward, step or hop to your hands. Inhale, lengthening forward. Exhale. Good. Chair pose, sending your hips back, heart forward. Good. Inhale. Exhale, right arm sweeps down and back, opening your chest. Pause now. Now, reach back through your back fingertips, like you could touch the back wall. And then pull your left hip, with your opposite hip, back a little bit more. Shift your weight into your heels, breathe your heart forward, and now bend your left elbow, pitch your chest forward, hook outside of your knee. Scoop your belly towards your spine as hands come together in front of your chest. And then use your palms pressing together to turn open a little bit more. Breathe through your whole spine. Good. Slowly unwind. Come right back through center. Utkatasana. Arms reach out. Yes, your thighs are speaking to you, so breathe into them. Where can you find a spaciousness and ease? Okay, inhale, exhale, left arm sweeps down and back, opening you, pause. Reach further back through fingertips. Reach further back through your right hip, right hip. Okay, now pitching your chest forward, sit bones go further back, bend your elbow, hook, palms together, actually use it to lift your chest a little bit more, and then turn open. So you feel your collarbones are really wide. 2 more breaths. On your exhale, unwind, reach your arms out. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, lengthening heart forward, heel toe your feet, wider than your hips. Grab a hold of your big toe mounds with peace fingers. Inhale, lengthening heart forward, shining your tailbone up towards the sky. And then exhale, gentle hug of navel towards spine as you pull back on your toes and drop your heart, drop your crown. Sides of your neck are super spacious as you're actually lifting your shoulder blades up your back. It's really down your back, but it feels like up when you're upside down. Good, and then inhale, lengthening your heart forward. Bend your knees if you need to. Maybe your knees actually stay straight this time as you slide your hands again underneath your feet. Inhale, rocking your heart forward already. Shining your tailbone up towards the sky. That soft hug of navel towards spine as you pull your heart down. Breathe into all the space around your sacrum, your tailbone, your low spine. Feel it widening and softening with breath. Good. Inhale, lengthening your heart forward. Unstep your hands. Heel toe your feet back together. Bend your knees. Plant your hands. Step to plank pose. Take a clearing vinyasa, moving slow with your breath. You can even take a little extra moment, pause in your upward dog, breathing through the front of your thighs, front of your hip bones. And then exhale, slowly finding your way back to downward facing. Inhale, your right leg rises. Exhale, rock forward, step through between your hands. Rise to crescent pose, little bend with your back knee, sweeping your arms forward and up. Good. And now drag front heel down and back, front hip back. Lengthen tailbone down. And then because you've created more length in your low spine, you can actually breathe more length through your upper spine, reaching up. Good. Inhale. Exhale, bend your back knee, hovering it above the ground. And then inhale, slow to rise back up. Exhale, out your mouth. Full breath, lifting. Press heat out through your mouth. One more. Good. Inhale, lift to center. Turn your palms out, sweep your arms around, and interlace your fingers behind your back. Roll your shoulder heads open, shoulder blades down. Now, can you even send pubic bone lifting more, tailbone lengthening down more? Shoot your knuckles straight down towards the ground. Now, be really conscious of what's happening in your pelvis here. Keep dragging your right hip back, tailbone down. Breathe, lift up through your back ribs. Feel them almost breathing up into your collarbones. And then shoot knuckles straight down. Start to pull your forearms towards the wall behind your back. Breath pierces the back of your heart. Final breath. Exhale, release your hands, circling your arms forward and up. And then exhale, twist open arms to a T. Press your back thigh back, back, back. And now hinge your chest forward, reach forward. But keep sending your right hip back as you reach out long. So your right side waist is incredibly long. And then hook your elbow outside of your knee. Palms come together. Lift your belly, your chest away from your thighs. Breathe here. Now you can always spread your arms into wings, or you can even go for a bind, wrapping your top arm around your back, bottom arm under your thigh. That's just if you want to go deeper. Good, final breath. Exhale, slowly unwind. Hands find the ground. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, press off. Hands on blocks or floors, lengthen your heart forward. And then exhale, fold over your standing neck. Drop your head. Good. Inhale, lengthening your heart forward. Bend your standing legs. Drop your back toes down onto the mat. Step back to plank pose and then go right into wild thing. Shift into your left hand. Step your foot behind your left calf and turn over. Last exhale, maybe go a tiny bit deeper. Drop, and then exhale. Release this. Come back to plank. Vinyasa if you so wish. Otherwise, downward dog or maybe even child's pose. Heading to that place of reset. Find that meditative walk along the journey of each breath. Okay. Left leg rises. Inhale. Exhale, rocking forward to step through between your hands. Tiny bend of your back knee so that as you rise, you're already lengthening your tailbone down, pubic bone lifting. So you feel that length in your low spine, and then breathe that lifting through your upper spine. Of course, your front hip is dragging back and hugging in. Good. Inhale here. Open mouth, exhale, bend your back knee. Inhale in. Keep sending tailbone down. One more. Good. Inhale, rise. You're in crescent. Turn your palms out, sweep your arms around, interlace the awkward way, opposite thumb and index on top. And start with that tiny bend of your elbows, hugging your elbows together on your back body. And then root into your front heel, lift up, shoot your knuckles straight down towards the ground. Good, and then keep breathing your shoulder heads open as you lengthen, pull your forearms behind you. Okay, keep allowing your right hip to just gently rock forward, tailbone down. One more breath, pierces the back of your heart. And then exhale, slowly release your arms, circling out and up. Exhale, twist open arms to a T. Breathe. Press the top of your backside back a little bit more. Good, start to hinge, reach far out. Sending your left hip back, your heart forwards, and now hook your elbow. That's all that's happened. Hands together in front of your heart. Scoop a little bit, navel towards side. Outer hips hugging in towards your pelvis. But maybe you spread your wings. Maybe we even go for a bind. Final breath. Let's slowly unwind. Hands find the ground. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, press off. Bring all of your weight over your standing leg. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, heart forward. Bend standing leg back, toes touch. Step back to plank, go right into wild thing. So lean to the right, pick up your top foot, step it behind. And open, root through your right toes, pressing into the mat. Your left ball mound, rooting, lifting. And one more breath, turn your heart open. And close this down. Plank, your choice. Vinyasa or rest. Okay. Downward facing dog. When you're ready, finding your way back to downward facing dog. When you arrive, right leg rises. Exhale, shoulders over wrists, knee to chest. Step through between your hands. Now step your back foot up about 6 to 8 inches. Lengthening your heart all the way forward. Root into your front big toe mound and send your outer right hip back, back, back. Okay, now bring your hands onto your hips and slowly rise all the way up to stand. Sweeping your arms out and up. Then tailbone down, backwards lifting. Turn palms out, sweep your arms around. You're either grabbing your outer elbows or forearms, or you can find reverse prayer. Pinky side edges of your hand pressing into the back of your heart. And then root into your front big toe mound, lift. And then exhale, start to pitch your chest forward. Come about 20% and then pause. And then again, pull the mat apart between your feet. Rooting into big toe mound, heart forward. Exhale, fold down over the front. And then even here, can you find a little scoop of your belly towards your spine? And then maybe you can breathe your front ribs lengthening down the front surface of your thigh a little bit more. Now notice what happened in your shoulders. Are they rounding down towards the ground? Start to roll your outer shoulders up and down. Good. And then inhale, breathe your heart forward, pause. Bend into your front knee. And then shift your weight onto your front foot completely. Lift your back heel to hip height and straighten your front leg. Warrior 3. Full breath. 2 more. Good, bend your standing, touch your back toes down, lift your chest, unwind your arms behind you. You're in crescent pose as you lift, sweep your arms out and up. And then exhale, hands find the ground. Good, step back to plank pose. Chaturanga or downward dog. And you'll arrive in downward dog once again. Your left leg will rise. Exhale, rock forward, knee to chest. Step 3. Back foot steps up just about 6 inches. Really no more than that. You still want a good 3 to 4 feet between both of your feet. Okay, and then inhale, lengthening your heart forward. Hands onto your hips, slowly rise up to stand. Good, arms circling out and up. Palms turn out, sweep around, either holding opposite elbow or finding reverse prayer. Tailbone down. Left hip back, right hip even just a little bit forward. Good, and then inhale, lift, come about 20% forward. Reorganize through your hips, left hip back, and then exhale, drop into the fold. That tiny scoop of belly, so that you might find more legs for your upper body. Collarbones wide, shoulder head rolling open. And then just get quiet. Go in. Turning on to that walking meditation with your breath. And inhale, breathing your heart forward about halfway. Bend into your front knee. Shift weight onto your left leg completely. And then lift your back leg to hip height. And then you straighten your front leg. You're in warrior 3. 3 breaths. Drop your back toes down, lift your chest. You're coming through crescent. Circle your arms out and up. And exhale, hands find the mat. Step to plank, vinyasa, or rest. Now inhale, slowly rising up onto hands and knees. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, stepping through between your hands. Crescent pose, rise up. Crescent pose. Okay, find that organization in your pelvis that we've been finding this whole time, right? Even and lengthening tailbone down. Palms turn up, sweep your arms around. You're either finding holding elbows or again, reverse prayer. Inhale, lifting up through your heart. Exhale, start to pitch your chest forward over the front of your thigh. Okay, shift your weight onto your right foot. Pause. Okay, keep your front leg bent. Lift your back heel to hip height. And then root into your standing leg. Straighten it, lift. Your feet. Now, micro bend into your standing leg. Pull your back knee into your chest. As you do that, unwind your arms. Hands catch your knee as you lift it into your chest. Now you have two options here. Option one, right hand on the front of your knee as you twist open, left arm extends behind you. Option two is to reach with your right hand to the pinky side edge of your left foot. Keep lifting through your chest, start to kick your heel out in front of you, even if your leg stays bent, and then extend your left arm behind you. Good. Lower your outer left hip, down. Tailbone, down. Kick out more. Either you're pushing knee into hand or kicking foot into hand. Good. And then slowly come back through center. If your hand's on your foot, re-bend your knee. Okay? And then reach down with your left hand, grab a hold of your ankle, drop your knee by the side of your right knee. Right arm extends out in front of your shoulder. Roll left shoulder head open. Tailbone down. Inhale, lift. Start to kick your legs straight back. Straight back. Straight back. Straight back. Lift more through your chest. And then start to pitch forward, maybe. And that's just an option to pitch forward. Okay, one more pose. Inhale, lifting back through center. Pull your knee into your chest. Create a soft bend in your standing leg and cross your ankle over the top of your thigh. Bring your hands to your heart as you send your hips back, back, back. Your standing foot is probably talking to you so much right now. That's good. You're strengthening your ankles, strengthening your shins, your feet. You might rest your forearms on your shin, your ankle, your knee. You might even come full into a fold, dropping your hands down. And then if hands are down, hands to your heart, slowly rise up center. And then just uncross your legs, set your foot down. Give that a good shake. Totally release through your standing foot, standing thigh. Maybe even get into your hip a little bit. Lovely. Feet hips distance. Inhale, sweeping arms out and up. Exhale, folding over your legs. Lengthening heart forward. Step back to plank pose. Take the vinyasa or not. Feeling your spine as you move through this. Okay, as you arrive in downward dog, your left leg will rise. Exhale, rocking forward to step through to crescent pose. Slowly rising up, tailbone is down, left hip is back. Palms turn out, sweep your arms around, holding opposite elbow or reverse prayer. Okay, lifting through your heart. Exhale, pitching your chest over the front of your thigh. That tiny scoop of navel towards spine is even here. Okay, and then all you do is shift your weight onto your front foot. That's all that's happened. And then you lift your back leg to hip height. And then you straighten your standing leg, heart long forward. Good. Now, tiny bend of standing leg. Pull your back knee into your chest. As you do, unwind your arms. Hands catch your knee as you come all the way to stand, knee into your chest. Taking option one or option two of the twist. Holding knee or reaching to pinky side edge of the foot. Lift tall and then kick out as you turn open. And then feel it happening through your whole spine. So draw navel towards spine as tailbone lengthens down. And then breathe up through your back ribs, through your collarbones. Kick out or push knee into front hand, and then slowly unwind. Your right hand finds your right ankle. Knees by one another. Left arm in front of your shoulder. Okay, inhale, root down, lift tall, and then start to kick your foot straight back, your shin straight back. Tailbone here, even, lengthening down. Kick back, and then maybe pitching forward. Good, slowly rise back up center. Final standing pose here. Pull your knee into your chest. Bend your standing leg, cross your ankle over. Good. Pitching your chest forward, hands at your heart, maybe resting on your shin or even coming into the forward fold. And inhale, lengthening heart forward, hands to your heart, slowly rise. Uncross, step your foot down, shake that out. Good, step your feet a little wider than your hips. Little bend into your knees. And then press your hips all the way out forwards. You really open to the front of your hip bones. Then all the way out towards one side, open to your outer hip. Go all the way back behind you, to the other side, and all the way forward. Keep your knees bent a little bit. So you can actually get in there and scoop out through the outer edges. Good, go in the opposite direction. You're scooping through your outer hips. Beautiful. Okay, stepping your feet together. Inhale, sweeping your arms out and up. Exhale, fold forward. Lengthening your heart forward. Step back onto your knees and shins. So you come down into a tabletop position. Inhale, breathing your heart forward. Exhale, rounding yourself. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, round yourself. Good. Inhale, heart forward. And then step your right knee and shin forward into pigeon pose. Sending your back leg back a lot. If you need to come into dead pigeon or thread the needle on your back, you're welcome to do so. Being on your fingertips, lift through your chest. Feel your outer right hip actually relaxing down towards the ground as you send your tailbone down towards the ground. One more breath, lifting. And then exhale, slowly walking yourself forward, any amount, maybe coming down to your forearms. Maybe even laying all the way out onto your belly. Good. And slowly rising back up onto your hands. Pull your heel towards your pelvis just a little bit more and letting your knee actually point forward in front of you this time. Okay, and then tuck your back toes, lift your knee off the ground and walk it a couple inches back. Okay, and then relax. And then bend your back knee, pulling your heel towards your buttock. Sweep your left arm around, grab a hold either inside or outside of your foot, works just fine as well. Okay, then start to kick your legs straight back as you lift through your chest and send your tailbone down even more. Tailbone down, tailbone down. And then reverse this, pull your heel in towards your buttock. Some of you, if you feel like you have room, you have range, you can wrap your wrist around your foot or maybe even your elbow around your foot. If you have elbow and you feel really comfortable and you want to go for more, right arm can sweep all the way up and fingers can interlace. pausing anywhere along that journey. And just taking in the surroundings. You close your eyes, and like you paused on a trail out in the middle of the forest. And you're just taking in the surroundings of that particular spot in nature. Good. And then slowly release back leg down. And then you can just lean to your right and then swing your back leg all the way around and come into pigeon from here. Sweep your right leg back, starting with your knee pointing out towards the front left corner of whatever room you're in. And then pausing before you lower down, just take a moment to set up here. So we're going in with intention and ease. Tailbone lengthening down, even your outer left hip, just relaxing towards the ground. And then lifting through your heart. Now start to walk yourself out forward. Coming to forearms, or even onto your belly. Just be with the natural unraveling of your body right now. Not trying to force or will your body to unravel, but just noticing where it's already happening. It's already happening. And then slowly rising again onto your hands. Pulling your heel closer towards your pelvis so that your knee will actually point forward in front of you. Okay, but then come balanced over your pelvis, right? The tendency there is to actually sit down towards your left. Don't do that. Keep your pelvis nice and balanced. Tuck your back toes, lift your knee, and you can walk your back thigh back. Lifting through your chest, send tailbone down. Your low spine should stay really long as you move through this. Bend your back knee, heel towards your buttock, and then reach your right arm around, catching outside of or inside of your foot. And then you start by kicking your shin backwards. So you get another chance here to lengthen your low spine, lengthen your tailbone, rooting down. And then maintain that as you pull your heel in towards your buttock. Maybe your wrist wraps around, maybe your elbow. And if so, and you feel really comfortable, you want to go for it, left arm can sweep up out of your ear, interlace fingers. Now just open your back body to receive more breath. Through your back ribs. And feel them breathing up and away from your tailbone. And then gently release this wherever you are. Now lean to your left so you can sweep your back leg all the way around. Okay, and then you're going to step your right foot outside of your left knee. You pull that right leg all the way around and just swoop it around, step it outside of your left knee. Okay, hug your left heel towards your right hip, your knees pointing forward. If you are in this little pretzel twist, Bajasana setup, you don't have both sit bones rooted down, I want you to actually extend your left leg, that's your bottom leg, out in front of you. So that rooting down through sit bones is an important aspect of this pose. So finding your ground, rooting into your sit bones, tailbone like a spear down into the earth, and then lift breathing through your spine. Inhale, sweeping your arms all the way out in that. Find that tiny tuck of your navel towards your spine so that you have a little extra space as you now twist open to the right side, hook your elbow outside of your knee. The other option is to wrap elbow around to the front of your knee. That's a little less intense, okay? And then find that spear tailbone rooting down, breathing up through your spine. And then you're either pushing or pulling your knee in towards your midline as you turn open a little bit more. Good, and then take a couple breaths just to find that deep settling where you're no longer forcing or efforting yourself to go deeper, but you're being with the natural unraveling that's already occurring, and that is what allows you to go deeper. Beautiful. Slowly unwind back center. Okay, start to walk your feet in opposite directions, coming towards Gomukhasana legs. You can always support your hips. Lifting your hips will help you move into this position with a block or book or pillow. You can also do this on your back. Okay, right thigh over left thigh, and you can be here on your back. If you're staying sitting, you walk your feet out. Your heels can either be by your hips, less intense, or any amount of distance in between there and being parallel to the front edge of your mat. Okay, fingertips by your sides, lift tall through your spine. And then inhale, sweeping your arms out and up. Palms forward, bend your elbows to shoulder height. Cross your left arm over your right arm. You can either take a hug, wrapping your arms around outer shoulders, or find the full eagle wrap. And then inhale, floating your arms, your elbows straight up towards the sky. And exhale, elbows down towards your chest. Inhale, lifting. Exhale. One more time. And then this time, reach your elbows out and round forward, scooping your navel towards your spine, imagining your elbows could come over the tops of your knees. And then root even more through your sit bones. Be with the journey of each breath. Slowly rising up, unwinding your arms, reaching out and up. Now turn over to the left side, plant your palms down and bow your chest. Good, rising back up center. Just lean back, unwind your legs, even give them a little bit of a shake here before we move to the other side. Shake through your hips, your thighs. Good, and then pull your right heel by your left hip, and then step your left foot outside of your right thigh. Again, you can do this with your right leg extended out on the mat if you don't feel both sit bones rooting down. Okay. Good. Fingertips supporting, tailbone like a spear down into the earth. Palms turn out, inhale, sweeping your arms. Tiny tuck of navel towards spine as you twist open, hooking your elbow or wrapping it around the front of your knee. Okay, so take a couple breaths, allowing like this really active participation on your part of creating more length, creating more rooting, and creating more turning open. And then after a couple breaths of that, go into more of like a passive participation. So you're really just being a witness to the unraveling, the softening that's naturally occurring. So you're letting your body actually guide you into that next deeper space. Beautiful, gently unwinding back center, coming towards Gomukhasana legs. So you have your various options. Whatever you did on the other side will work for this side. Either moving feet out in opposite directions, lifting your hips on a prop, or leaving laying down. Inhale, arms reaching out and up. Bend your elbows to shoulder height. Crossing your right arm over your left. Finding the hug or eagle arms. Then close your eyes for this round and inhale, floating your arms straight up towards the sky. Then exhaling them down towards your chest. Do that a couple more times and really feel like the individual fibers that are being softened, lengthened, released. And then after you finish that last one, inhale, floating your arms up. And then exhale, navel towards spine. Start to reach out in front of you. Imagining elbows could come down over the tops of your knees as you fold forward. And slowly rising back up center. Unwinding your arms, circling out and up. Exhale, look over to the right, plant your hands down and bow down. Rising back up center. Lean back, uncross your legs, extending them out. Give them a little shake. Shake through your thighs. Good. And then legs extended all the way out in front of you. Kind of walk the backs of your thighs back a little bit. Sit bones back. Hands right by the sides of your hips for Dandasana. Roll your shoulder heads open and back. And then inhale, sweeping your arms all the way out and up. Now even feel the tops of your thighs gently press down. And then lift your chest about 10% forward, pause. That teeny tiny scoop of belly towards navel, or navel towards spine. And then exhale, fold over your legs completely. Drop in, drop in. And heart forward as you slowly rise all the way up. And then scooting yourself forward so there's room to lie down. And all the way down to your thighs. Just press down into your feet, arms by your sides. And gently roll your hips up off of the mat. Walk your shoulder blades together underneath you. Just a final bridge pose, just to breathe open through the fronts of your thighs, the fronts of your hips. Even relax the back of your neck, your cervical spine down. This doesn't have to be very, like the deepest bridge you've ever been in or anything. You're really just using it more to open, actually feel your thighs breathing open. And then walk your shoulder blades apart. Slowly, even kind of massage your spine as you press it down into the mat once again. Just take a breath here. Exhale, settling your thighs. And then draw your right knee into your chest, hand on your knee. And then your left knee into your chest, hand on your knee. Flex your feet, toes pull towards your knee. And then open your knees nice and wide. Happy baby, lifting your knee or heels above your knee. Grabbing the outer edges of your feet or the backs of your head. Just a gentle pull down towards the ground. Breathe into the bowl of your pelvis. And then relax your heels towards your buttock. Hands to your outer knees, closing them all the way together. Wrapping your arms around your shins, curl into a small ball. Hugging in. And then exhale, relax your chest down. Step your right foot down, your left foot down. Bring the soles of your feet together with your knees open out wide towards the sides of the room. Press into the back of your head, lift your chest, and slide your shoulder blades down your back, and then relax. Bring one hand onto your belly, one hand onto heart, or you can have both hands on belly. Just connect to your body in some way. Just receive the weight of your hands into your body. Imagine they were heavy like stone. Just receive the weight of hands into body. If they were one of those weighted blankets engulfing you in this embrace, comfort, this grounding. Give that to yourself. And then take a deep breath in. Open your mouth. Release. And slowly extend one leg all the way out long. The other leg all the way out long. You can choose to keep hands on your body or bring them down by your sides for full savasana. Palms turning open towards the sky. If you have a wall nearby you and could bring yourself into legs up the wall, that would be a really lovely way to end a very restorative inversion. Really good for your parasympathetic, or to bring you into parasympathetic. Good for your nervous system. I say that. Finding your version of Shavasana. Of course, you can use any props, any blankets, sweater to make sure that you're warm. Now, we tend to think of the earth as really dense and like, packed and full. But there's actually a lot of space in earth. That's how roots are able to grow and extend so deep down and far beyond where any root could extend beyond. It goes deeper and deeper into the core of the earth, and there's a lot of space. And it's the same thing in our bodies. We have all of this physical matter and this density in the physical aspects of our being, in our bones and in our muscles, our tissues, our organs. But within all of that, there's actually space. And if you soften the outer layers of your body, so just start with like the layers of your skin, feel it softening over your forearms, your upper arms, the skin soften across your chest and your side rims, and over your belly. And it softens across the tops of your thighs, and inner thighs, outer thighs, backs of thighs. Even the skin that wraps around the back of your knee, or the top of your knee. Your skin is softening down your shins, your calves, your feet, even in between your toes. And with that softening, you've now perhaps allowed for this ability to drop into a deeper layer, into a deeper space. And then you soften there. And you go into the next inner space and you soften there. And now that you have the idea of what's occurring, let go of the doing of it. So there's nothing here for you to do. There's just here for you to feel and observe. And then witnessing your body's natural softening. Your body's natural softening into the spaciousness inside. Allow yourself to just be there, almost like you were floating through outer space, float through the inner space of body. Slowly starting to bring yourself back, deepening your breath. Maybe it starts really gradually and becomes a little bigger and fuller with each breath. And then finding little movements in fingers and toes. Eventually bending your knees and rolling over onto your side, just staying slow, staying easy, staying soft. And then gently rising. Finding a comfortable seat. This final drop in with body, with self, so that perhaps we might carry this practice. It doesn't get left on the mat. It actually is fully integrated and sealed. Bringing your hands together in front of your heart and taking a full breath in. Open your mouth, exhale. Feeling your seat on the earth. The skies above your crown. And your heart that connects them. The meeting place, the bridge between the earth and skies. Inhale, lifting through your heart. Exhale, bowing all the way forward and down, bowing into gratitude and reverence for this earth body, this practice, this virtual space here to practice together, and the space inside for you to practice anytime you choose to go in. Rising up, bring your thumbs to touch third eye. The spirit in me sees, honors, and loves the spirit in you. Namaste, everyone. Thank you so much. So good to be with you always. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
You're welcome.